Yeah, my name's BW179 on the Acorn Cafe and BW1979 on Chippendale Online. And I've always been a fan of the Rescue Rangers. In fact, I've been a member of the Acorn Cafe for I think about 6 years now going on. And I've seen it actually, I think I actually saw the Acorn Cafe about 9 years ago. I just never really joined. And one of the things I always liked about the Acorn Cafe is it was always a place where you could go and you could talk about things that were all related to the Rescue Rangers with others that felt the same way about you. Not about you, but about the series, just like you did. Felt the same way. And at the time, I was very skeptical because I was in high school. Basically, in my final years of high school, I was still living with my father even afterwards, and I could never really see what the ranger community had to say. I mean, I could only do it on occasions. When my dad had business to take care of in Lawrence, um, he would drive me to a place called Independent Sync, um, where they had classes, computer classes, believe it or not, but they also allowed you to, when they had free time for not just, the students, but for anybody in the community. They would allow you to go onto the internet for a couple of hours and kind of explore what was out there. And that's how I really got into the cafe, because that was at a time I was actually able to log into the cafe and join them and join up with the crew there. And it was great. It was a great moment. And I'll never forget it. And all the fans I met were great. And I also remember it was around the same time I also became a member of the Foxglove feature, and I was able to post, and I guess you could say I became the king of song parodies, if you will, or inspired, or songs that could be inspired by characters like, say, Dale and Foxglove or Chip and Gadget. Because I would start, just thinking of songs. All I had at the time was CDs, and I would listen to all the songs, and I would just keep pumping the CDs out, keep pumping the music out, keep pumping the lyrics out, on the cafe where you were able to suggest romantic songs, and I just kept pumping them out and pumping them out. And I came up with a few parodies as well, and like I said, I must have become like the king of the song parodies at the time, or even the prince maybe, because it was like Jolie, who ran the board at the time, could not believe it. How many I was doing. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe this guy's doing it again. He's posted another one again. It's like, to him it was like a miracle that someone, not a miracle, but it was kind of a shocker to see someone actually be able to do that on as many occasions as I got to do it. I also wrote a couple of stories for the Foxglove feature. I even posted some online at fanfiction.net, and I think maybe a couple times over at the Acorn Cafe. I'm not really sure. But the first one I did was called Into the World of Music. It was sort of like it was kind of inspired by the fact that, because at the time, it was about a couple of months after the Super Bowl 25, not, not 25, but I can't even remember what it was. I think it was Super Bowl 32, I think it was, because I know it was Baltimore and the Ravens and the Giants, so I know it was that Super Bowl. And it was inspired by the halftime show there. That's how the Into the World of Music was made. And the first version I did, Jolie kind of told me it was a little hot, a little steamy, a little, not, it was okay. It was a good story, but it was just, it had a few scenes that needed to be toned down a little bit. And then I remember doing another one after that. I can't think of the title right now. And then I did another one after that called The Big Goodbye. And then I did one about a year or two ago called Redemption. And yeah, so I've kind of had my foot in the Ranger fandom door a lot at times, and especially nowadays with with YouTube and the fact that I've made maybe about 10, maybe 12 related Rescue Ranger music videos, and it's just, and I try to keep pumping them out and pumping them out as much as I can, and it's just been great for me to be a part of all that. Just great. Down here, is actually some of the stuff I have. These are most of my Ranger comics. I actually got the entire Rescue Ranger comic book series. I got it off of Mile High. One of the comics I actually was glad to get was this one right here, which is issue 15. I had that, I got that issue about maybe 17 years ago, 16 years ago. I don't know what happened to it, but I was able to, because I had lost it, but I was able to get another copy through Mile High Comics. And this here is Fishes of Mice and Mayhem story, which I printed out and actually read. It's a very good story. And then I have a lot of Disney Adventures stuff with the characters in there. So it's been terrific, but that kind of shows that I'm still a fan. I've always been a fan. This right here, I actually got this game, believe it or not, at a used video game store. I don't know what the name of the store was, but I saw it and I said, I'm going to get it. It's the Rescue Ranger game. I don't have the second game, but I have that one, which was a great find for me. This here, actually, this here, I got this back in 1994 when I first came back out to Kansas, and I got this at a VA, a hospital, and I've colored in it, a couple of times. In fact, I didn't even color in that book, believe it or not, for a couple of years, because I didn't have no real crayons or anything, so I wasn't able to color in it and kind of keep myself going, myself busy. Up here is an entire wall. It's kind of Foxglove, Gadgets, and Dales, and of some of Master Monk Art's artwork, as well as over here. And now these are my figurines that I got when I was on eBay. I got these off eBay, and I got a whole little box of them down there in my shelf area of extra ones. Figurines, that is. And this puzzle I also got off of eBay as well. So I've been really, keeping up with them for a while. I've been keeping up and trying to get, the most Ranger stuff I can get, out there. So, including this one right here, including this Dale pinup. There's a story behind this. I actually got this, not this one, but I actually got one similar, the same thing back when I was a kid when the show first came out. I don't know what happened to it. And so I saw that online, and I finally decided to get it. And like I said, I've been trying my best to get what's Ranger related, and it's great. I think, like a lot of fans, I was always hoping there was going to be a Ranger movie coming out in '91, maybe '92. Because when DuckTales came out, you knew automatically, in your heart, and being a fan as well as, as long as I've been, and as long as everybody else has been, that I've got to meet online, you automatically think there's going to be a movie. And I was very disappointed. When DuckTales came out, when DuckTales came out, I went and saw it. My parents went and saw a movie. I don't know what movie that was, but I went and saw DuckTales instead. And while they were watching their movie, I was watching that. And like I said, you'd think right after that there's going to be a Rescue Ranger movie, and unfortunately there wasn't. And I was very disappointed because I was hoping for one, and it never happened. And it was a very unfortunate for me, and very unfortunate for everybody that wanted one. And I think the thing was, we never knew if there was a Ranger movie at all. We never knew that. And when we finally found out that there was a Ranger movie, I think that's what really, well, not was a Ranger movie, but was going to be a Ranger movie. I think that's what really inspired us to really step up even more now and say, hey, look, there was supposed to be a movie. We're going to try now our best to get that movie out. We just don't know how, and we just don't know when, but we're going to do our best. And I think even to this day, there's fans out there like myself that's still hoping we'll walk into the theaters one day, or we'll go onto a Disney video website and it'll say, in the coming soon or in production list, Rescue Ranger movie. That's what we're hoping for. But like I said, I was very disappointed. But I think in a way, when you look at it, we did get a Rescue Ranger movie with the pilot To the Rescue. So, so I think, which I think a lot of people like myself actually dub Rescue Rangers the movie, because it's 5 parts and it's about 2 hours long, if not a little over 2 hours. But